What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of a Two Game Podcast. I am Matt Primo, joined by Chris Norman.
Hello, everybody.
I love the little, and I'm here.
Yeah, I had to pop back up, had to file something before I forgot about it.
Shout out?
I guess. Sure.
I'll allow
I'll allow it.
it. Well, guys, this is the Two Game Podcast where every single week, normally, other than last week, we come on here and we talk about games, movies, anime, comics, you name it, we talk about it. If it falls in that I can't fucking talk today, nerd category. I think I had a stroke. Not in a good way either. So, this week's episode 124. We're here to discuss, I had this idea. I was watching YouTube the other day and someone was playing through a bunch of indies and, Chris, our thing is Nintendo. Let's just face it. Our thing is Nintendo. I go to like Brian and the Costas for like PC shit. But it got me thinking, why don't we talk a lot about games that we don't ever talk about? Let's talk about the little guys in the room. Okay, let's give them some free time. I don't even know what the fuck. Look, I worked 24 last night. I am way fucking left field. So just go ahead and be prepared for that, guys. But anyways, let's give them some time in the sun, so to speak. So we are going to be discussing 20 games that you can find on the Nintendo Switch, either right now or in the future, near future, Nintendo indies. So that's games that we're kind of looking at. We're not talking about the Diablo 3s, the Witcher 3s, or the Super Mario games. We're not talking about all those fucking games, okay? We talk about those enough. They get their time in the sun. Let's talk about the games that hardly ever get mentioned. And I gotta say, just looking at my list right here, I have heard of 3 of these games before doing this list. 3.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just put my fumble out there. I knew we were doing indies. I didn't know we were doing solely Nintendies. So my bad.
Oh, it's fine.
Most of mine are on the Switch though. There's only 2 or 3 that aren't.
That's fine, man. That's fine. I said we're gonna give 10, dude. We're gonna go through like a little speed round right here, and I'm gonna name off the other 20 that I have fucking listed.
All right, cool.
I also have prices as of right now for all these games, so y'all can go check those out as well. I spent $11 last night on 3 games, so there's some sales, and it's gonna get hot and heavy in here. And I'm ready to talk about some of these games that interest me. Like I think there's like 1 or 2 on here that I'm not entirely sure that I'll ever play, but definitely want to kind of show the world or tell the world about. So other than the 20 games that we're going to talk about this week, we are also going to be giving out our weekly recommendations and talking about our playlist as per the normal. Also, we're going to be doing something a little bit different on this week's podcast, and that is we're going to have some gameplay in the background. All right. Going to add some production value to this. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to fucking try it, okay? Because we're all about experimenting on this fucking podcast. 90% of the time it fails, but we're going to fucking try it, all right? So whenever he tells me a game or I say a game, I'm going to pull it up on the old YouTube, and y'all can watch the trailer in the background or some shit, whatever I find. All right, sir. It's been a little while since I've talked to you. What you been up to?
Man, just been busy. Pretty much adulting, shit like that. Had several things take up my last few weekends, people from out of town, building projects, whatever. Being 33.
Fuck,
turning
sucks.
33 and then being 33.
How old are you? I'm going to be 33. So you're 32.
No, I'm 44. I feel like it, but it's fine.
That is like a huge like pet peeve of mine on the ambulance when we ask somebody how old they are. I'll be 33 in August. So you're 32.
Yes. Correct.
I'm not saying that's
correct.
what you did, but that's just hashtag for reference.
Oh no! I am 33. I just turned 33.
Did I tell you happy birthday?
No, that's all right.
When the fuck did you turn? When was your birthday?
July 23rd.
Damn.
It's because I deleted Facebook. I get it. That was an
Oh,
experiment this year.
What a dick. Hold on, I gotta write this date down, so I gotta add it to my phone now. Now that you're gonna be like,
I promise. It's all good, man.
Happy birthday.
It's all good. Thank you. My wife was like, "Do you feel 33?" It's like, I felt 33 when I turned 24. So, yeah.
I can agree with that. So we just got back from Destin this past weekend. And that was all right. It was fun. Played some laser tag while I was there. Got my ass kicked by a couple of 10-year-olds. It's neither here nor there. Okay.
Man, fuck those kids.
I did go easy on them, and they slaughtered me. But as y'all know, working on the studio, it's not completely done yet. I'm still working on the old display behind me.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Got the Dragon Ball Z statues right here. Got my big time collector's editions right up here. And then just some random Joe Schmo ones up there with some Star Wars. And then I even had to have the Georgia baseball on there. I don't know if you can see it.
Sure.
Way over there. And then I got some manga. I got my manga collections down here. But I'm
trying to see on the top shelf, where's the Tyon figurine I sent to your house?
The what?
The Tyon figurine.
You dick.
I don't see it up there. I just, whenever you get it, I expect it to be displayed.
If you walk right in that door in there, there's this little container. It's probably about yay big.
Trash can. Got it.
Yeah, trash can. That's where it's at.
Got it. Where it belongs.
So yeah, I'm still trying to decide what I'm gonna do with the shelf down here, and I have I have some pictures I got put in the background as well. Some Asian Japanese themed pictures. So not quite there yet, but we're getting there, guys. Speaking of just some housekeeping stuff before we get into the actual podcast itself. Like I mentioned, the relaunch is happening. I'm hoping next week, within the next couple weeks, hopefully. It's been fucking hot as shit out here to be able to paint the inside of this garage. And that's really all I have to do that's left. But we are trying to plan our next Patreon meetup. Probably going to be in October-ish, maybe late October. Also going to be start doing giveaways for the podcast. Okay, so I'll be giving away on these platforms, and then you can also follow us on all of our social media platforms as well. I have a lot of things already lined up. Like I already have them. It's just I'm waiting for the relaunch to really get into it. Avatar 2 digital copy, Creed 3 digital copy, Mask of Zorro, favorite movie of all time, also a digital copy, and The Mask of the Phantasm. I don't know if you saw the Discord the other day, but I bought 2 copies, bought one for myself and one to give away, and it's the new 4K edition of that movie. And then
sweet,
this one's going to excite you. Okay.
Okay.
You gave me the idea without giving me the idea.
Oh, I better get it.
I'm going to give away Tears of the Kingdom strategy guide. You can't have mine because I've jerked off on it so much. It's kind of sticky.
That's the one I want.
That's the one I want. I want it.
Give it.
So yeah, y'all be on the lookout for some giveaways. Every month we're gonna start giving away some random shit. Could be movies, could be gift cards, could be shit like that, could be collectibles. You name it, we'll probably eventually give it away. So just be on the lookout for that. Also, be on the lookout for our merch. You can go to our Facebook page and go there. Other than Chris having an issue with his cup, everybody's had good things to say about all the t-shirts. also have this cup that you can order, but you have to order that through me. You can't go to the website. This is a laser with our logo on it. Dope cup, by the way.
Looks pretty dope.
I wouldn't say it holds ice for very long, but it looks fucking cool and it helps us out. So if you want the the laser printed logo cup, come holler at me. But anyways, that's enough of all that. Let's jump into our playlist, sir. What have you been watching?
Honestly, not a lot, man. I did get caught up on Demon Slayer. I was about 4 weeks behind because I just, for whatever reason, stopped watching it. But it was good. I will say the arc picked up. Still definitely not Entertainment District by any means, but it's a lot better now than it was 4 episodes ago.
It's better than a manga.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, I got people out my window fucking gonna kill me because I fucking said that. Yes, the anime is better than the manga for this particular arc. I haven't watched all of it, but it is better so far.
Yeah, okay, I believe you. Haven't read the manga. But let's see. Christian to give me like an entire list that's going to keep me busy for several months probably. But I had to watch 2 shows before I started it. So I watched 4 seasons of Data Live. Do you know anything about that show?
No.
Okay, well, I will just say this. The show itself is worth a watch because it had some awesome action scenes and it's pretty freaking comical. But it is probably, for how dumb the overall plot is, it's probably the most I've ever enjoyed a show that I shouldn't enjoy, if I'm being honest with you. Like, it was absolutely asinine how wild and stupid the overarching plot itself was. But the show itself, honestly, watchable, like pretty good. And then Dylan told me to watch Jujutsu Kaisen, and Dylan was right. Highly recommend.
I almost got the manga the other day. Started buying the manga. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna watch the show just to see if I like it or not. And it's on the list. I've heard really great things about that show.
Yeah, it's good. He's not wrong. Very, very good. Definitely recommend.
But I also need a horror anime in my life. Like, I don't feel like I have that.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't tell you one. I haven't really watched any of late. It's not horror by any means. It's got creepy aspects to it, but more in the realm of a Demon Slayer, like an action.
Oh. You know, it brings me on a little tangent that I got. You know,
my bad.
For no offense, no disrespect to the Japanese people out there, okay? We fucking love y'all, and I'm gonna go to your country next year, and I'm gonna have a sexy good time, and it's gonna be fucking amazing, okay? By all means, I love Japan. The thought of it, because I've never been there, but that's neither here nor there. For a group of people that love their horror so fucking much, I mean, you have The Ring, you have The Grudge, you have all these fucking Japanese horror movies out there that are, for better or for worse, they're iconic and classic. Okay?
Sure.
For better or for worse. For a group that loves their horror, y'all sure don't make horror anime.
That's honestly fair. I mean, they're out there, but they are few and far between.
Few and far between, and not good, from what I've seen.
Did you watch Tokyo Ghoul, huh?
No, I've been saving that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not saying there's we have some, you're just not watching them. Yeah, I fucking get that. Okay, I fucking get it. I'm saving it. There's like 3 that I can watch. Okay, after that, I mean, what the fuck can I watch?
Fair enough. Yeah, no, not gonna debate that.
So all that to say, if you're Japanese and you're listening to this, you need to fucking go hand up on your people. That's all I gotta fucking say.
Go to war with your entire country. Make this happen.
Because we said so. So yeah, I've been watching a little bit of Demon Slayer. I watched The Invisible Man this past week before last. We reviewed that, so that's gonna be on our YouTube channel and all your podcast listening apps with Surf in the Stream. Watched Dante's Peak, one of my all-time favorites. That movie is just so fucking good from beginning to end. It's just so good. That's it. I haven't watched much. I got a lot that I'm gonna be watching over the next week, though. I don't know if you can see Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Steelbook.
Oh yes, sweet, very sweet,
dope ass Steelbook.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome.
So I got that to watch. I have we're going to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem today. So we're going to see that at the theaters, me and my boys. And then there's Fast X. There's shit. I'm trying to think of what else is off the top of my head. The Flash is on there. And then there's one other. What the fucking movie am I thinking of that just came out recently? The Flash. I don't know. There's a bunch of movies that came out recently and they're on digital. I'm gonna be fucking buying those. I'm gonna be fucking watching them. So hopefully over the next couple weeks, I'll have movies to fucking talk about finally on here.
Did you say Fast X?
Yeah, I don't have high hopes about it.
You shouldn't. Yeah, no, definitely shouldn't. How are they still making those?
Let me tell you, I don't think they've made a good one since 6. Actually, that's probably not true. I don't remember 7 all that much, but I feel like it was like 8 and 9 that I'm like, okay, guys, like, how fucking long are we gonna do this?
Right. Yeah. At some point, you're dropping a Jeep from space. Like
nothing will ever top Fast 5. That is the best blend of that over the top action, but still maintaining some sort of realism to it a little bit. That was the best movie, and that is not going to be topped. I watched Fast 9 a couple years ago, and that was the one with them going in space.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just like, guys, like,
what
the fuck is this?
Like, on one hand, though. Oh, go ahead.
I was like, y'all do know, like 9 movies ago, y'all were just racing in the streets, right? With chicks in bikinis. That's all the movies were. Like, let's go back and do that. That was great.
I thoroughly enjoyed that, actually.
You don't even have to race.
I don't need cars. But it's like, on one hand, like, yeah, it's dumb. And most of those actors have probably worked themselves out of jobs in the future. But I guess that's kind of why they keep making them, because they just keep making money off of them. And they know, like, this is probably the peak of everything we're going to do from here on out because we worked ourselves into this hole. So, all right, whatever.
And now they're bringing The Rock back. Not for Fast X, but like the next one, number 11. Because there's 2 more movies after this.
I can't. Yeah. I just can't.
So, only because I have to, I'm going to watch Fast X at some point in the next couple weeks.
I'm already ready to hear that review.
But what you been listening to, sir?
Oh, literally nothing. I'll be honest with you. It's we're a month away from kickoff, so your podcast and football podcast. That's about it. Getting ready.
Had a little fun exchange with Tyler yesterday.
I saw that.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about our text exchange. So we traded a 5th round pick for George Kittle, and I went to the keeper league, and I picked out I forget who I even got, but I picked out 2. And I was like, I might throw in Burrow as my 3rd and final one. And Tyler sent me back. He said, "Are you not going to keep Kittle, who you just traded for?" And I was like, bro, what the fuck is he doing on my bench? I didn't even fucking see him. And he's, dude, you literally just traded for him. I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was in that league. And he said, how the fuck did we trade it if it was in a different league? I was like, bro, I don't understand any of this. All right, I'm working. I'm left field. I'm an idiot. Okay, I'm an idiot.
Just take the trade and be happy. Just take the trade and be happy. That's fine. I got you, man. I fixed it on the draft board for you.
Appreciate
You're good.
Appreciate it. So I've been listening to Sleep Token. I've also am getting back into the football spirit because it's getting close to that time to defend those 2 national championships in a row. Trying to go for 3 in 23, but it is what it is. So I've been listening to Dog Nation daily. Been getting back into the swing of things with them. I'm ready to go to the Georgia Kentucky game in October. Been listening to Currents as per the normal. Periphery, Architects has been like their All Over Gods Have Abandoned Us album has been on a.
All right.
Yeah, I thought you were doing that on purpose. I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I was just letting you finish with Georgia. Then I was jumping back in. Yeah, you're good now.
Architects, Bad Omens, been diving back into them. That'll make Tyler happy. Silent Planet, which has one of the best songs released in the last couple years, came out with Antimatter. Y'all go fucking check that out. It is fucking groovy. It's fucking great. Veil of Maya, I've been listening to them, and then a little bit of Demon Hunter. But what you got to fucking say about Georgia?
That literally nothing. I'm not gonna come after them. Well, what the hell am I gonna say? They are that good. I'm just tired of hearing about it. All you Georgia fans waited so long, and now you've just all become the Bama fans you've hated for 20 years.
Look, I said it. Was it before we won the second national championship? I said, look, if we win the 2 in a row, dude, I'm going to be the most unbearable fucking Georgia fan it is ever.
Like, I don't want to hurt your happiness, but at some point, I'm going to start roll tiding you. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to brain train you to not be that douche.
Nah. Look,
But
if we don't win it this year,
congratulations, though. I mean, shit, this is the peak, man. I mean, this is what you hope for from your team.
I think we have a really great team this year, to be honest with you. On paper, it could be better than last year, but I'm not oblivious to the fact that it's very difficult to go for 2 in a row, much less 3 in a row. So is it going to happen? Probably not. Look, I just love Georgia. I love watching them play. Obviously, it pisses me off when they lose, but it is what it is. I'll be happy for the foreseeable future with 2 national championships. Honestly,
will you? You sure about that?
Are you sure about that?
You sure about that?
What you been playing, sir?
They are honestly amazing to watch. It pisses me off, but they are that good.
Good.
Let's see. Yeah, I just still been kind of dicking around with Tears of the Kingdom, doing fun stuff.
Yep.
When I have time with my Switch, but that's about it. I mean, obviously Final Fantasy 16. I'll try not to harp on that too much because I know that conversation's coming. But, ooh man, that game pretty much just keeps me at midnight. Keeps me at midnight and up till midnight most
yes.
nights. So,
yeah, I'm those are both of the same games that I'm playing through. I've been playing a lot more Tears of the Kingdom here the past week. I've been putting several hours into that, trying to get all my armor together.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I understand, like, what I'm doing is not like, if you think about it, people are like, why are you getting all the armor first before you do? Like, I have one of the sages, only one. That's the only one that I've even attempted, and I have 55 hours into the game. So, guys,
like, I mean, yeah, no,
it's fucking crazy how big this game is.
It really is. It really is. I did that too. I did a lot before I got the second sage, but go back and get the fire one at some point in the foreseeable future. Just because when you realize what you can do with that sage, it'll probably piss you off about all the things that you're like, oh, I see. I should have had him for that. It's not stuff that's going to cost you, but when you do come across those things after you unlock that sage, you're like, oh, yeah, that's nice. Okay. The other two,
I gotta give some money so I can buy the flame breaker set. Because I think that's how you get that set is you have to buy it, and it's pretty expensive. So
yeah, it's like $3 grand for all of it.
Yeah, so I gotta I gotta do some hunting after I get this next set. I'm getting the froggy set.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
I'm doing all those fucking side quests. But what pisses me off, and just a little side note, and then we'll jump into our list. I did a quest for one of the armors. I think it was the lightning set, because I want to go fight a Gleeok, the lightning Gleeok, and I want to fucking take his ass out. And I need the rubber set. I think that's the quest line. But anyways, you have to start a quest. You can do it without the quest, but now that it pops up on my quest log, I guess is glitched out. I have the entire set, but it won't let me close out the actual quest line. So it's gonna bug the fuck out of me when I go to almost 100% this thing, and that one fucking quest is still there.
Because you probably got to find the person you talk to initiate the quest.
No, I did all that,
Oh,
and I'm pretty sure I closed it out, and pretty sure I got the last piece of the armor. So I don't know. I'll have to play around with it some more.
interesting.
Won't close out.
I wonder, did it say quest completed when you did it?
No.
I wonder if there's somebody you got to talk to after the fact, like the
Yeah.
reporter chick, maybe, or the boss of that place. I don't know. I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I know there's apparently a lot of quests that you can do, but you don't get credit for until you, like, if you accidentally complete one, you won't get credit for doing it until you speak to the NPC that you have to speak to that will initially set it off. So I was like, well, that's aggravating, because what if I get down to like the last 5 and I've already done them and don't, you know? So I got to win
Exactly.
that book.
$27, but
Touche. I'll probably order it.
That giveaway will be soon. Promise you, soon. Like maybe in the next few days.
Nice.
All right. So this is what you have come here for, guys. We're here to talk about 20 indies that you may or may not have heard about. Maybe or may not be ones that you should immediately go check out. Okay. They range for sure. But these are 20 indies that you need to know about. He has 10. I have 10. I also have a bunch that I'm just going to ramble off that y'all can go check out. I'll have the YouTube in the background so y'all can watch each game. And I also have the prices for all the games as well for mine. I don't have mine in any particular order. I don't know if you had yours in any order. I just wrote 10.
No,
Because
no, I
I
don't.
started going through these, and I was like, how do I even fucking sort these? Whatever. And I just put them 1 through 10. So no particular order. You will, for me personally, I don't know about you, but you will kind of tell which ones that I'm really, really interested in versus the ones I'm not really interested in. So let me hit the little share screen thing. All right, sir. Give me your first game.
All right. This is a game that I played about a year ago. Um, I mentioned it once or twice on the podcast, but I've never really gone too far in depth with it. But I have recommended it to you specifically a couple times because I think you'll really enjoy it. But it's on the Switch, and I don't know what else. It may be on probably PC. You know, I don't know if it's on actual consoles, but it's called Haven, and essentially it is a like a one-on-one interaction sim in which you are kind of shipwrecked, I guess, on a deserted planet in space, and you kind of have to work with your partner in game. Well, I say partner, it's not multiplayer, but you're working with, you know, there's you and another person regardless of how you set up the format, and you're kind of working to rebuild your ship so that you can escape. And there's all the interaction that you have kind of develops the relationship, and honestly it's animated very well, as you can see. That's kind of some of the video sim animations there, but the gameplay doesn't look that much different. It's very vibrant, and just the interactions you can have are very like heartfelt and sincere, honestly. Like you almost feel like one of the characters that you're playing as. And it was just for a lot of fun. I mean, I don't know what it costs now, but I think I got it for like 11.99 because it was on sale. It may be $20, but it's about probably 6 or 7 hours total. But definitely worth the play. Highly, highly recommend.
Yeah, I bought it off your request. I just haven't had a chance to actually go play it. I bought it on sale. When it came on sale, I was like, "Yep, pick it up." Uh, just from looking at like the trailers and some of the gameplay, I will agree. I love the art design. And then the one thing I
Hmm.
remember that you hooked me on, you said, "Do you like the Kirito and Asuna relationship? You were gonna like Haven." I was like, "Sold."
Yeah, and I stand by that. I really do. So the main the you kind of bounce back and forth as who you play as, but when you pick, you can set up the format however you want to. So you predominantly play with one, but the personality of the male character is a lot like Kirito. He's very laid back and really honestly doesn't say a whole lot, but he doesn't mind to speak his mind when he has a solution to a problem. And the female protagonist is a lot like Asuna. She's kind of go with the flow, but at the same time, she's a total badass when she feels back into a corner. So it's very similar. It really is. Even the way they talk to each other is similar to Kirito and Asuna.
Mm,
It did remind me a lot of it.
it looks great, sir. See, little side note, talking about Final Fantasy 16 for just a second, and I'll compare these two games. This to me is more enjoyable to look at with the vibrant colors and shit like that, whereas Final Fantasy 16 is more dreary. It's a lot of grays, browns. And now, granted, I'm not saying that Final Fantasy 16 looks ugly because it does not. It is a great looking game, especially in the cutscenes and shit like that.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is this is just more appealing to the eye, especially with the art. Honestly, it's all about art design and the way you
Hmm.
style your graphics and whatnot. But this looks great, man. This looks great. I'm definitely gonna play this eventually. I knew you were gonna talk about this, so I didn't add it to my list.
Yeah, yeah, no, fair enough. And like I said, don't go into it hoping it's going to be challenging and very, very difficult combat. You're there for the story. You're there for the story. You're there for the aesthetic. The combat is about as simple as it could possibly be. It's comparable to like a mobile phone game as far as the
Ah,
combat goes. So
hmm,
it's still enjoyable because you have to be engaged, but it's not hard at all. You're there for the aesthetic and the story.
I got you. So my next one, and this isn't gonna be when I do these, it ain't gonna be like a surprise or anything like that. So have a nice death is number 10 for me. So this is a 2D action game. And of course, you gotta fucking play the goddamn ads. So 2D action roguelike where you play as Death, who is overworked. I really enjoy the look of this game more so than a lot of the other games that I have on my list. Actually, if you go through my list, a lot of them aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So you play as Death, and apparently there's like a workplace or some shit like that, and everybody's kind of like fucking off. So it is your job as like the manager to basically put them in their place and get them back to work and shit like that. So you can there's a variety of switchable weapons, scythes with multiple special attacks. You can unalive the undead, which sounds pretty cool. You have like magic spells, and then each chapter is based on a different method of death. There's like food poisoning, is one of them, and then there's a couple of others. And I think this is, I know in this review that shows the actual food poisoning one. But yeah, you can choose the different scythes each go. And it just, to me, I love the art style of this game a
It
lot.
looks sweet, yeah.
It looks a lot like Hollow Knight in terms of like the gameplay and whatnot. So yeah, this game right now is $25. If it goes on sale, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. I'm not gonna pick it up right now for $25 just because of the backlog, but it looks fun as shit, man.
No, yeah, it really does.
And Also about my list, a lot of these are roguelikes. So I have a hard on for that type of genre. That was the food one. See the little cup up there?
Yep, sure do.
Which, speaking of which, if you're listening to this, you're an audio listener, you can go to our YouTube, or if you're on Spotify, you can watch us as well. And you can see the visuals that we have up there right now. But what's number 9 for you, sir?
I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this one because it's everybody's heard of it, but a lot of people probably haven't played it. But I do want to bring, since it is an indie and started off as something almost non-existent, I have to talk about Rocket League. Um, as far as gameplay, there's not much to talk about. You are driving around a Hot Wheels car and you are playing soccer with teammates. But this game started off with like a 5-person development team like 7 years ago, and it has evolved into a competitive esport. And there's still just hundreds of thousands, if not a million plus active players on these servers. Like, I mean, it's so much fun. It really is just a blast, and you never get tired of it. I think I mentioned a few weeks ago when we were talking about it randomly, and I said I downloaded it after I played it at a buddy's house, and then I played it for 4 years straight, and that's no exaggeration. I'm probably going to get it on the PS Store just so I can have it on my PlayStation. I mean, it's just that much fun. It really is. And just the fact to me that it started off as literally like a group of dudes in a closet saying, "Hey, this would be a cool concept," and it is what it is today is just unbelievable. If it's definitely not one of the best overall indie games I've ever played, but it's probably one of the most successful ones.
Yeah, I've had this interest in playing it. It's just I've never gotten to that point of actually downloading it and then playing it.
Right, right. Yeah, and I mean,
It does
it's
look fun
something
as shit.
it's something you could play for 15 minutes or you could play for 4 hours. You know, it's not. When I get it
Yeah, it
on my
looks fun as shit.
PlayStation, if you download it, you definitely have to turn off cross-platform play because if you get in there with a bunch of PC dudes, they're just gonna wax your ass and you'll hate the game. Like, I mean, there's that much of a difference, but
Oh goddamn.
yeah, it really is. And I've played it on PC, so I know firsthand how easy it is compared to playing it on console.
Assholes.
Yeah, pretty much. Cheaters.
So my next one is a very, very, very popular. I swear to God. Gonna stop going to IGN. Let's see if I can find something. So this is a very, very popular game in the indie world, and that is Undertale. A lot of people will say it is one of the best games that they've ever played. It got very, very high scores when it first came out. So you're playing it as this human, and I have it on the screen right now, that has fallen into an underground world that serves as a prison for monsters. The story and the dialogue kind of changes depending on what you do or don't do in the game. So you can have multiple playthroughs and it'll be different each time. Now, the thing
Awesome.
that struck me as odd and unique, I guess, and that is the combat system. I'm still not entirely sure. Just watching some gameplay, I'm still not entirely sure I understand the actual gameplay, the combat. So you will come in contact with these monsters, and it's not typical. You go over there and slash them, from what I can tell. So basically, you fight these monsters with mini games, and if it shows in a second, you can see it. What I'm talking about. There's like mini games that how you battle them, and you can also like there's like different options for how you battle them. You can flirt with them, you can laugh at them, you can fight them. Like right here, you fight, act, you can talk to them. It's just very, very odd and unique gameplay right here. And I think this is one of the mini games. Yeah, this is one of the mini games that they just showed. So that was what struck me as unique about the game that I'm very interested in. But at the same time, knowing my love for games like this, which is, I'm being facetious, I don't know if I would entirely enjoy it. But it is a game that everybody loves, that I hear that has played it, they love it. And like I said, the combat is so unique. I really do want to try it. And it's $15 on the eStore right now. Maybe I'll wait for a sale to come out. It does have some old school graphics, so it's not the prettiest game to look at. It's probably the ugliest game on my list, to be honest with you. But according to the story, the gameplay, and all that, it is top notch, and it was getting high scores. And that is Undertale.
It does seem interesting. The talking and the persuasion in combat kind of gives me Shin Megami and Persona vibes, and I like that. That's pretty cool. All right.
What's next for you, sir?
Let's see. All right, we've talked about this one too, but not for a while. I do want to mention it though because I think everybody should play it, and that's going to be Celeste.
Ooh.
So I got this game on Tyler's recommendation for about $7.99, and now it's selling for anywhere from $20 to $30. So once it kind of hit the market and slowly got discovered, the value went up, and I think it's for good reason. It will absolutely drive you insane with some of the difficulty of some of the areas, but for a game where there's no audible dialogue, all you do is in between levels you have short text conversations with people you come across. It tells a very good story about overcoming your own inner working troubles, and it's honestly it's a lot of fun. It is a little janky on the Switch because it's a platformer and it's a very difficult platformer, but at the same time, it's not janky enough that you just won't beat it. I mean, I walked through the whole thing, and the last level is the only one that I got legitimately mad at, but I did wind up beating it. But I don't know. It was just, I've played games like it before, but this one just seemed to be the one that was done the best, if that makes sense. And it's honestly, it's a story worth hearing. Highly recommend if you get it on sale. I wouldn't pay $30 for it.
I'll play devil's advocate and say I quit this game because it frustrated me so much.
No, there are parts that will frustrate you to the point of rage, especially if you have Joy-Con drift. If you have Joy-Con drift, just don't even try it.
I believe I had that at one point.
Yeah, it's probably unbeatable with Joy-Con drift.
Yeah, it's a very difficult game, guys. Very difficult games. Which, speaking of difficult games, and just another game that I want to mention is Cuphead. It is a game that I will never fucking play unless it is like $2 on the eStore. I will never fucking play it for the sheer fact that it is been hailed as one of the most difficult platformers of all time. But aesthetically and like the art style and all that, and the cartoonish look to it, 100%, I fucking love that. And it pisses me off that I don't want to play the game because of how difficult it has been. I've been told it is, and I think it's on Game Pass if I'm not mistaken. So maybe one day I'll get Game Pass and I'll just check it out that way. But yeah, that's a game that I'll probably never fucking buy because I just know that it's gonna make me rage quit it so much.
Yeah, no, true that. It has a pretty good cult following though.
Which maybe that would be a funny like YouTube series. Me trying to get through fucking Cuphead.
That's true.
All right. The next one for me is Blue Fire. Now, this is one of so Have a Nice Death, Undertale, and Blue Fire are all three games that I have heard about previously. Wait for that ad to kick in. So Blue Fire is on sale right now. This is one of the three games that I bought last night. It's on sale for $6.79. Weird fucking price, I understand, but it's under $7. Let me skip ahead. It is a 3D action platformer. It's this beautiful blend of Ori and the Blind Forest meets Zelda meets Hollow Knight.
Okay, you have my attention.
Yeah, you can, when you watch the gameplay and shit like that, you will see that they wear those influences on its sleeve. It's it does have like side quests that are easily tracked. One thing that I hate about games in general is how I can't track my side quests. That's one of the things I don't like about Final Fantasy 16 is it doesn't have a quest log. It just pops up on the side of your screen. So I prefer how you can easily track the quests. Hey, maybe I don't want to knock out all these side quests right now. Maybe I want to save them for the next chapter. Instead of having my screen filled up with fucking quest. That is Final
You
Fantasy
can.
16.
You just
How?
can't access it from the menu. You have to talk to the dude. You know the chick in the hideout or the hideaway that you go to that gives you the stuff you earn with the
Renown?
points. Yeah, you
Yeah,
talk
I
to the
shouldn't have
guy
to do
next
that.
to her, and he tracks your. Yeah, I understand you shouldn't have to, but there is a way to do it,
A very annoying way.
and you can. Yeah, you just gotta. You can't prioritize more than 3 at a time, which is stupid. So when they give you 8 new available side quests, you have to honestly complete 3 of them and then go start 3 more.
Yeah. So one of my issues with Final Fantasy 16, but with this, it's easily tracked. It has the Hollow Knight influences in where you equip spirits, which is equivalent to Hollow Knight and its charms, to modify and enhance your abilities. It's approximately 12 hours long as well.
Looks like a
So
lot
yeah,
of fun, honestly.
yeah, it's
Tiny
normally
little
20.
protagonist, so I like that they don't take up a lot of the screen.
It's normally $20. So I don't think I would buy this game for $20, but it's on sale right now for I think until tomorrow, I think, for under $7.
Yeah, well, that's yeah. Definitely looks like $7 for sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay $20 for it.
Yeah. Interesting. Um, let's see. I want to bring this one to light because it is one of the honestly, if not the single best puzzle platformer I have ever played in my entire life. It's called Quantum Conundrum. I researched it to try to find anywhere you could get it. And honestly, I think the only ways that it's still playable is on the Xbox store and the PC store. It's not for the Switch and it's on the PlayStation store, but I think you can only get it as a PS3 download. I don't think it's PS5 compatible, which is a very unfortunate because I would love to go back and through and play it again. But it's from the same developer that developed Portal and Portal 2, and it plays a lot like that. It's you're essentially just going room to room throughout this mansion with different abilities that you unlock as you progress through the story, and you're trying to solve the mystery of this mad scientist house or whatever. It's a lot of fun. The puzzles are some of the most unique that I've ever seen. It puts honestly it puts the shrines to shame if that's a good comparison. Like some of them will drive you nuts for like 30 minutes, and then you're when you finally realize how to do it and progress, you're like, oh, I'm just such a fucking idiot. All I had to do was that. Are you kidding me? But the story in the background is humorous and comical. It keeps you entertained room to room, and it's just I played it on my Xbox 360 a long time ago, and I've tried to go back and play it ever since then, but I just either didn't have the equipment or couldn't find it. So, but if you have access to it, if you got an Xbox or you play games on PC and you like puzzle platformers, please, for the love of all things holy, check this one out. Definitely worth it. It's probably like $10.
All right. Now here's all the games that I have not played. First up is going to be Wizard of Legend.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about this one, sir?
Yes, I saw a preview for that one.
So Wizard of Legend, imagine Hades, but with old school, almost kind of like, I guess, like SNES style graphics. It's a 2D roguelike dungeon crawler. Procedurally generated runs. You have over 100 spells to acquire and to min max your combos. Really dig the look of it. It takes a lot for me to play a game that is like older style graphics like this
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. But it looks like a lot of fun, man. Like it looks the speed wise and the combat wise, it looks like Hades, where you're just jetting across the screen constantly to fight enemies, and then you can min max your gear in between stages if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, like this is, if this game gets a little bit cheaper, I'm definitely gonna pick it up. It's $16 right now on the eStore. I don't know if this looks like a $16 game.
It's borderline.
But if it gets down to like $10 or something like that,
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna pick it up. So $16 right now.
Yeah, interesting. Let me see. I think you've played one of these. I don't know if you played the second one, but this was another one of my all-time puzzle platformer series is Little Nightmares.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it, man. I don't know how you feel. I know you've talked about it. I don't remember how you feel about it, but I do love it. It's creepy. It's not like too bad with the jump scares. It's not a full-on horror game, but it's creepy enough that it kind of puts it in that pocket, and it's just a lot of fun. Again, very very unique puzzles. And sometimes the answer isn't even to solve a puzzle, it's just to run. And you spend so much time trying to figure out what to do and instead of just running that it pisses you off when you realize you just didn't have to do anything. So it's made really well, I thought. The lighting is, as you can see, is just perfect. It's dark when it has to be, and you have just enough light to progress. And in certain situations you almost feel like you have too much because you can't hide. And the second one just kind of just played just like the first one to me. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much because part of the joy I had from the first game was just playing something as unique and different as it was. But I enjoyed the second game nonetheless. I mean, it was just graphically well made for what it was and a lot of fun. Again, I'm a puzzle platformer guy though, so
So yeah, we have talked about Little Nightmares 2 on the podcast before. Dude, that was in our first year.
yeah.
Fucking a long time ago. I did enjoy it. The second one is how I got introduced into the genre, I guess. And it was the combat that I wasn't a huge fan of,
Real janky.
but real fucking janky. Now, Little Nightmares, the first one, doesn't have that combat, if I'm not mistaken,
Right.
right? And I want to say that I have played a little bit. I've played a little bit of the first one, and I've played a good bit of the second one. I haven't beat either one of them, but it is essentially a hide and seek game. That's the best way I can describe it. And to have a game as engaging as it is, and it just be hide and seek, that's pretty fucking impressive. Like
That's a cool concept.
It's a cool concept. The only issue that I had with it, and it's no fault of the games, it's just one, y'all know I have a huge backlog and I have to power through games. So a lot of the time I can only play it on the ambulance, which is during the fucking day, and it's very hard to see the game in bright fucking daylight. So
right.
No fault of the game. It's just personally I couldn't play through it as much as I wanted to. But yeah, great game that I would recommend checking out as well. So this next game is not released yet. Okay. But it really grabbed my attention with the I guess with the art style and whatnot. Here, let me see if I can pull up a trailer. So you won't be able to hear the sound, but it's got like that Japanese music to it. This is Bo Path of the Teal Lotus, a very colorful hand-drawn 2D action platformer. It's inspired by Japanese folklore. It's coming out next year, and it just looks like I love the fucking art design of this game. Love it.
Yeah, that looks sweet, dude.
And then on top of that, the score is absolutely fantastic. I don't know. I mean, I'm just basing this off of a trailer. I don't know if the score will translate, but if it translates at all, it's going to be fucking incredible. It looks a lot like I have Ori vibes a lot in it with the way that it plays. It's like, some chase sequences. You're going up, down real quick in combat. Reminds me a lot of Ori. And both of those games are great, by the way, guys. If y'all decide y'all want to play those, I didn't recommend them because we talked about it before. But Blind Forest and Will of the Wisp, two fantastic indie games. Will of the Wisp, I think, is the better game. It's got more Hollow Knight influences in that one, though. So just depends on which one you want. But Blind Forest probably has the better story, but Will of the Wisp, overall better game.
I'm very excited to play through those. I'm actually going to start that here in a day or two at work when stuff calms down. So, all right, this is the last one I have that I've already played before, and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about it. It's Unravel 1 and Unravel 2. They're both about 6 to 8 hours apiece. It's a puzzle platformer where you play as a literal ball of yarn, and you are trying to navigate your way through several different environments in several different worlds, and all you have is yourself. You have to figure out how to use extensions of yarn to tie to things and swing yourself. And aesthetically speaking, until I finally got a PlayStation 5, this was the most beautiful game series that I had ever played in my life. The artwork is incredible. The atmospheric design is amazing. Even the weather conditions are just so exaggerated that you kind of get lost in what you're doing because you find yourself just looking at everything around you. I don't even remember how I discovered the first one. I think it was probably just one of those days where I was home alone with nothing to do, scrolling the Xbox store and saw it on sale. If I'm being honest, I really couldn't tell you. But I loved it so much that I played through it multiple times and pre-ordered the second one when I found out it was about to come out as well. And then my Xbox died before I got a chance to play it, so I had to buy it again on my Switch. But I didn't even give a shit because it was just that good. And it translates to the Switch because, like I said, there's not much to the gameplay, and the graphics and art design are just as good on the Switch. It's absolutely incredible.
Looks really
Highly,
great.
highly, highly recommend. Heartwarming backstory too. You're not really paying attention to it while you're playing it, but the gratification you get and how the game's end, you're like, oh, I see what I was doing this entire time. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks very unique. Like, looks very, very clean looking, and the graphics look great. Definitely have to check that out, sir.
Oh, you should. Definitely should.
This one is also not out currently, but there is a demo on the e-store right now. And that is Sea of Stars. Let me see if I can pull up one of these trailers. So Sea of Stars is a turn-based RPG coming out next month, or actually this month. It's August 1st. So 8/29/23 is when it comes out. It's a vibrant 16-bit pixel art design game that kind of reminds you of like classic JRPGs. It's from the creators of The Messenger. That was a action platformer, if I'm not mistaken, which got a lot of great reviews as well. So that might be another indie game that y'all go check out. I've been waiting for The Messenger to go on sale and for me to pick it up before I actually dived into it. But the combat is turn-based, but more involved because you're not actually just... It's not like Pokemon where you hit attack, move, and then you're done. No, you're having to hit attack, choose your attack, and then it's time-based attacks on top of it. So you're having to time when to release the button to attack. So not a whole lot of games are like that. I can't think of any that are top of my head. I don't know if I'm even doing a great job of explaining that, to be honest with you. But
so you're not like charging up attacks. You're literally holding them in until you're supposed to.
Both. You're charging the attack and then you're releasing it at a certain time. And I think you get like based off your timing,
like damage boosts and stuff.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but that's the way that it was explained to me when I watched some gameplay of it.
Final Fantasy X-2-ish.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know anything about that, but yeah.
You shouldn't.
But yeah, I just like how it's not selecting from a menu, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Don't want to watch that. But yeah, Sea of Stars. There's a demo on the e-store right now that you can go check out.
Oh, let's see. All right, so now I've got a handful that haven't come out yet, but I'm just kind of for different reasons looking forward to. The first one is called Cocoon. It is a new puzzle adventure from the creators of Limbo and Inside, so that had my attention from the get-go. Absolutely love those games. Go play them if you haven't. You're apparently playing as an insectoidish protagonist, and the puzzles jump you from world to world, and you're supposed to collect and use various orbs that you can carry around that do different things. So it's kind of like it's a puzzle platformer, but you have to kind of find the pieces, and you can only solve the different puzzles as you get the pieces to solve them, which is kind of cool. Gives it not like a full RPG vibe, but a little bit. I mean, you can only progress the story a certain way, but there's probably different parts of the world you can go back and revisit once you collect, various orbs. I like that. Gives it some replay value as well. But essentially, from story aspect, you are trying to make as many discoveries as you can about the alien civilizations that you are navigating through. So, I don't know, just kind of intrigued me. The jumping world to world during a puzzle platformer seems like a unique combination of game set skills, and I don't know, I'm intrigued.
Very interesting.
Should be PC, PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox, but it's supposed to be on Switch as well. I will probably grab it from my Switch, even though it's going to cost more, just so I can play it on the road.
Which is weird because it's so smooth. I don't know if you're watching the trailer or not, but it's so smooth that transition between worlds that I'm like, I don't know if the Switch could handle that. But if it's gonna be on the Switch, fuck it. I'd be all about it.
That's true. You might have a point there. It's kind of like we were talking about the Batman remake the other day. We know it's been done. We don't know if it's been done well, but I guess we'll find out. September 23rd.
So this next one, sir, may intrigue you. It comes out later this year, and I'm gonna play this trailer because it was fucking very, very unique. It reminds me. Oh, this is not even the one. It's not even the one I'm thinking of.
Is this based off an anime? That's a Crunchyroll logo.
Yes. So apparently it is based off an anime. God damn it. Can't fucking find it.
Yo, Crunchyroll. It's gonna go one of two ways then.
Okay. I can't fucking find it. So this game, Demonschool, is a streamlined tactics game where movement equals action and decisions can be rewound. You have like tide turning special moves to keep demons at bay. And if they reach your back line, which is over here by this pink line on the screen, then the human world is lost. Each encounter brings you closer to a dark conspiracy. And the best part about this is, sir, and this is the part that I think is going to grab you. So obviously, tactical strategy game right there. But it brings in that Fire Emblem Three Houses aspect and the Persona 5 aspect of it, where you're actually going with these characters into school and you're teaching them and shit like that. So you live out an entire school semester choosing what to study, who to befriend, and how much trust to share between them. You foster friendships, romances, and the best part about that is the relationships that you build strengthen your characters in combat. It's got the combo of like Shin Megami Tensei and Persona 5, and then I also threw in Fire Emblem Three Houses in there as well. But this game looks very fucking unique, and it is definitely a game that I'm going to pick up. And honestly, I didn't realize that it was an anime. I don't know if it's an anime out right now or if it's coming out, what the case is, but I'm going to be checking out the anime as well because the whole gameplay loop just sounds fucking interesting to me.
No, you got me. You got me with that one. I mean, I'm diamond plate right now. I'm gonna both watch and play the shit out of that.
But it comes out later this year.
Oh, that anime better be dubbed.
Oh, yeah, right.
That looked cool though. You're right. It looks like a healthy mixture of Fire Emblem and Persona, and I mean, shit. It'd be really hard to fuck that up. So, all
One
right.
would think.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
All right,
Let's see
last
this.
three games.
Yep. This one to be announced 2023. So I'm guessing October, November, probably. PC, Switch. It's called In Stars and Time. I don't know actually a whole lot about this other than what I could tell from the preview and the one paragraph I took from the internet, but everything I saw did make me want to play it. First and foremost, it is a time looping RPG. So when I saw that, I was like, well, that's enough to invest me, honestly. I don't think I've ever done that before, and I want to see how that's done, if it can be done well, because that would, if it's a hit and it's easily done and you can tell a story that way, as well as they're saying you can, that could open up the door for so much stuff in the future. Uh, the cartoonish, almost like 1960s Disney animations, I thought were interesting and fun. I don't know how I'm going to like it if the game is a 30-hour game. I'm probably going to be tired of it by the end of that, but at the same time, it's cool. It's cool to see stuff like that kind of coming back around. But essentially, it's your typical RPG storyline. You're forming a party to try to take down an evil king, but it's turn-based combat. You can interchange party members, and you can, with each new loop, you unlock new areas, obviously, but on your way back through the old ones in each loop, you supposedly gain items and equipment pieces through each run that make different parts of the past ones explorable and more easily beatable. So it's cool. It's like every single loop, there's so much more you can do going back through the beginning of each loop, so you don't get tired of doing it.
I don't know if that was a good
They,
trailer or not, but the way you're describing it and just the look of it looks fun. I don't know if that trailer was good though.
uh, yeah, like I said, I only watched 2 trailers for it, and that was one of them. But I don't know. The way that it was described by the developers makes it honestly made me think there's no trailer that does it justice yet. It just seems like it's an interesting concept at the time, or at this current time, and it has my attention on concept alone.
Oh, absolutely. No, what I'm saying is that I think it was a poor trailer that we just watched because it was just. I mean, granted, I don't have a sound on, so, but I think it was a poor trailer. But the look of it, the way you're describing it, sounds like a lot of fun.
I hope so, because I am going to buy that one day one just for concept. I hope it's not a complete waste of money.
All right, so this next one comes out in September 14th. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this comes out on the Switch. This might be my only game that uh that I don't have on here that is a Switch game. But this is Summon Eterna. Probably saying that wrong, but y'all can go fuck yourselves. So this is a prequel to another game called Eterna Noctis. That game is on the Switch, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the prequel to that game, and then there's like a third game coming out next year. On Steam, it's $16 when you can pick it up. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's gonna be right around that same price point for the Switch, but you know the Switch tax. But I
Yep.
can't find it on the store at all. So I'm not 100% sure that's coming to the Switch. I saw some stuff on online when I googled it that it might be coming to it should be coming to the Switch in September, but just a little heads up. So Summon Eterna is a prequel. It's a roguelike that combines world crawler mechanics with fast paced combat. It has a 2D art style. Looks very, very difficult. I saw some gameplay of the Noctis game, which is the first game, or technically the second game. And the guy that was watching him was getting frustrated with the combat because it was just that difficult. It does have some Dead Cell aspects to it. Weapons, you can use swords, pistols, and scythes. So it just the art style and the combat just looks super fucking intriguing to me, and that's mainly what grabbed my attention.
Some really cool environmental aspects too.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a side scroller of any kind, the first thing I do is look at the background. because that's what I'm going to notice while I'm playing through it. And that one looks pretty dope.
Yep.
Some type of ancient demon possessed Japan. I'm there for it.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's see. All right. I wouldn't even look this one up because I'm only going to talk about it for like 15 seconds. But I did want to mention it because the concept seemed fun. It's called Humanity. And essentially, it is something inside or in the realm of inside where you're leading people around to try to help them through and you use them to solve puzzles and whatnot. But the catch is you are a dog and you are leading a group of humans. And the object is to get the group of humans and they will become more and more in number as the game progresses safely through this prison death trap. So you have the commands of walk, don't walk, turn around, and stuff like that to lead this entire group of people through death traps. It sounds like a lot of fun. It looked very, very simplistic, but I know the puzzles aren't going to be that simple because if it's trying to take from Limbo and Inside, some of them were tricky. Limbo, not so much. Limbo was more of a chill, relaxed playthrough, but some of the Inside puzzles were very hard. And I think that's kind of where this one's leading us. But again, it's called Humanity. It just looks interesting. It's probably going to be like $8, so I'm definitely going to get it. I'm not going to promise anybody it's going to be a lot of fun, but I think it's going to be interesting, if nothing else.
That reminds me of a game that came out a couple years ago, and it's in a series. It's Aliens though, and you basically you form one huge group of people and you lead them through the levels. I don't know what the fucking name of it is though.
Seems familiar, but I can't think of it either.
It's a green looking alien. I can picture it in my fucking head, but I can't think of the name of it. But yeah. So next up for me, I have bought both of these games. I'm waiting to play them. $4 between the both of these games. Okay, the ones I'm about to talk about. Next up.
Wait. I'm sorry. $4 each or 2 and 2?
2 and 2.
Wow, there you go. All right.
So I'm about to give y'all some fucking diamonds in the rough, hopefully. The first one is Shadow Samurai Revenge. Now, this is, you can't really find, here, we'll see if I can find some gameplay on it. I'll skip through it some. So, Shadow Samurai Revenge, it's not a very long game. It is you're playing this samurai who's taking revenge, hence the fucking name, against the demon that kidnapped your son and killed your wife. Typical revenge plot. It is a 2D side-scrolling action platformer where you can like upgrade your moves, techniques in between stages. You can throw shurikens. You have a sword, and from the looks of it, it looks very unique. Like you look like a shadow, and I love the art style of this. And it just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks unique, looks fun. It was $2 on the eStore right now. It's typically $4. And I saw it and I was like, yeah, I gotta pick it up, man. It's fucking $2. Yeah. I can find some change in my fucking couch.
Absolutely. $2, dude. That's a freaking Mountain Dew out of a soda machine. Like,
but from the looks of it, it's one of those games where you get hit once, you're dead kind of thing, and you have like 4 lives. So it's not like Mario where you can upgrade your shit and get hit like 3 times. It's like base Mario, I guess you could say. The itty bitty Mario.
Tiny Mario.
But yeah, I'm definitely going to check this out. Hopefully I can talk about it next week on the podcast a little bit more in depth. But it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really does. That art style is really cool. Huh. I'm probably going to buy that for $2. Shadow Samurai Revenge.
I think that deal ends. I know the game that I'm about to talk about in just a second, my number one. It's going to end tomorrow or tonight, one of the two, and that's $2 as well. But both of these games, I think, in the next couple of days.
All right, yeah, I'll probably pick them up when I get home. If not, I'll just pay $4 for it. I mean, that's still want to check it out though. All right, let's see. This last one is slotted for 2024 PC and Switch, and we did talk about it in one of the um I'm assuming it was one of the directs that we covered, but it's one of my most anticipated actual games coming up in the next year or so. So it's probably my most anticipated indie game. It's called Another Crab's Treasure. I don't know if you remember it or not, but it is the Souls-like under the sea adventure where you like pretty much scavenge the bottom of the ocean as a crab to claim revenge on whatever the king is, and you use the trash that people litter the ocean with to form weapons and change your shells out and stuff. It just looks like so much fun, and it looks like a lot of positive energy went into making it, and honestly, I just cannot wait to see the result. It looks comical, it looks vibrant, and it looks like if it's Souls-like combat with crabs and lobsters and fish and shit, it's got to be fun, right? I mean, I can't imagine a world where it's not a fun playthrough.
It's weird seeing a vibrant Dark Souls like game.
Right. And honestly, that has to be the point, the irony behind the entire point of making it, I think. But I just can't wait to check it out.
No, I completely forgot about the game. I really wanted to play it when we did that direct.
Well, it was initially slated for November, then it got pushed back because of graphic development. So I'm hoping they get that worked out. And again, I forgot about it until I looked it up and then found it again, and I was like, oh shit, I really wanted to play that. So obviously, I don't mind to wait as long as the final piece is a masterpiece.
Exactly. Make it look good. Make it as best as you can. All right. This game I watched and then I said, I gotta fucking buy this immediately. Now, there's another reason why you should buy this game, is because normally it's $20. So you wait a day. Now, for the people out there that are listening to this, you're probably not gonna get this deal. But sorry. But Chris, if you like this game, you gotta buy it today because it's going to be fucking $18 more expensive after today.
You said it's on sale for 20. Oh no, this is one of the $2 ones.
Yeah, this is $2. It's normally $20.
Yeah, I'll go get that for sure.
So let me get through this little fucking ad. I fucking hate ads. I should get the YouTube Red or whatever the fuck it's called.
No, do not pander to YouTube. I will never.
So this is Madshot. It is a fast-paced roguelike shooter where you equip endless upgrade combinations as you fight through monsters and multi-phase boss battles to survive the ever-changing road through Cthulhu. It has a similar art style to Hades, very, very similar with the colors and whatnot. Yeah. But, bro, it looks so fucking cool. So cool. And the fact that it's a roguelike on top of it just makes me want to play it even more. But yeah, I saw it was for $2. I was like, huh, all right. I mean, your character's Cthulhu, a Cthulhu-looking dude. It has like Lovecraftian enemies and bosses and shit like that. I do get some Dead Cells vibes in it as well, but it's hard to have a roguelike nowadays that doesn't have the influences of Hades or Dead Cells. So there's that.
Truth.
But it just looks like a fucking ton of fun, and the art style is really what initially grabbed me. And then the combat on top of that just looks a lot of fun because typically, you know, in those types of games, you're using swords, scythes, shit like that. No, this is a fucking shooter. You're trying to shoot shit.
And it did look fast paced too.
Yeah.
Like it would get my anxiety up, but in a good way.
Yeah. So $2 right now. Sorry to the people out there that are not going to be able to catch this deal because this episode's going to come out a little bit later. But go ahead and put a little bookmark. Go ahead and wish list that shit because it looks fucking good. And hopefully I can play that in the next couple of days as well. And we can talk about it a little bit later on the podcast.
Man, we found some gems in there.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't talk about any of the same games.
I expected one or two, honestly. I left a couple intentionally out that I had played before because I assumed you would talk about them. But yeah, we did pretty good.
So yeah, those are 20 indies that you should be checking out either now or in the near future. But let's jump into our weekly recommendation before we close out this episode. Sir, what do you recommend to the fine people?
I am gonna go ahead and recommend Jujutsu Kaisen. I am really enjoying that. Dylan, thank you for that rec. Honestly, um, it's kind of in the vein of like a Demon Slayer, but not as intense. But the characters are just as likable. Really cool party formation, and I don't know, cool plot, cool action scenes. Overall, really good watch. I'm at the end of the first season now. I think it's 24 episodes, and I'm not sure how much of the second season is out. But e- even if even if not much yet, I still go ahead and recommend watching it because it's worth it. I usually try to wait till there's two full or maybe even three seasons of something to burn through it, but I'm glad I didn't on this one.
I'm going to recommend Silent Planet, and their new song Antimatter is just so fucking good. It has the heaviness, and I don't think he doesn't even start screaming until like halfway through the damn song. And it's a nice progression throughout the song. And I am very, very excited for the new album that's coming out. If it sounds anything like this, for those out there that are keeping score, Silent Planet's last album, Iridescent, is one of my top 10 favorite albums of all time. It is that fucking good. So I have high expectations for this upcoming album. But before we close out the episode, something we didn't do that I said we would do, little blitz round, sir, of indies. Do you have any indies out there that you had like honorable mentions?
Ooh, off the
If
top
not,
of the dome.
if
Yeah,
not,
you go
I
ahead.
got plenty.
You go for it.
So Defend the Rook. I never got a chance to play it. Did you ever play that?
A little bit. Never finished it. Need to go back. Definitely good.
Good. Yeah.
Yep.
Catch it on sale, guys. Definitely. I know me and him checked it out during one of the directs, and it looked like a lot of fun. Might and Magic, Clash of Heroes looked really good. What Remains of Edith Finch is a very, very popular game that a lot, like Chris said earlier, there's a cult following for this fucking game. And I know one of our listeners out there, Andrew, he talks very, very highly of this game. I don't know if it's 100% for me is the issue, but I think it's on Game Pass as well. So I don't know. Maybe in the near future, I'll pick it up and check it out. Death Road to Canada, which has kind of like old school graphics. I think it's 16-bit if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
Death
But
Road to
basically,
Canada.
yeah. So basically, it's probably like a better mobile game. Like it's like right above a mobile game, but it's basically hordes of zombies and shit like that. And you have a group of characters that you can choose from with different weapons. I have a zombie game on my phone that my kids love. That's very similar, but you're just going back and forth trying to kill all the hordes. The only issue that I had with it was it seems like the screen, there's just too much going on at the screen at once.
Okay.
It gets a little chaotic. But if it's like $2, maybe I'll pick it up. Minute of Islands looked very, very awesome in terms of like the art style and the graphics and whatnot. I just don't know if it was my type of game. And like I said, there's a bunch of games on here. I don't necessarily remember what the gameplay aspect of Minute of Islands was, but I just remember it not quite being a game for me. Let's see, Lone Ruin. I didn't look up much of that, but it did catch my eye, so just y'all can go look that up. Demonschool, Wizard Legend, Oxenfree has a lot of people that love that game. Kentucky Route Zero, a lot of people love that game. I think it won a lot of awards a few years ago. Cuphead, mentioned that earlier. Monster Sanctuary, that is a RPG version of Pokemon. We talked about that on the podcast a couple years ago, where you can min-max your abilities and shit like that. A lot of fucking fun, guys. And it's a platformer on top of that. So it's a Pokemon platformer RPG. A lot of fun. I should go back and play that game again because I didn't finish it. Because it has like Metroidvania aspects to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the whole min-maxing your team and the abilities and shit like that. It's kind of what I wanted from a Pokemon game, honestly. So Monster Sanctuary. Ender Lilies, the Quietus of the Night or some shit, which was a platforming Souls-like game. We also talked about that on the podcast a couple years ago. Need to jump back into that as well, because that game looks fucking great, and it played pretty damn great as well. Let's see, our Neon Abyss also kind of caught my eye, and then Rogue Legacy 2, but I have a hard on for roguelikes, so there's that. But yeah, those are all the games that I fucking checked out for this. It was probably about 2.5 hours of research for this fucking episode.
Damn, huh?
Yeah, I put work into it, son.
While you were going off, I rattled off a couple. Let's see. We've talked about Slay the Spire on this podcast a lot.
So good.
Still, though, if you haven't played Slay the Spire and you like card Magic games, just play that. That's all I'm gonna say.
And Monster Train.
Right. Numa. I played it a long time ago. I believe it's on the Switch store now. I played it on the Xbox. It is a light-based puzzle platformer. Very good. Very short. 3-4 hours, but also probably $3 or $4 if you could find it. Really cool though. Awesome camera work, because that's actually how you solve a lot of the puzzles, is to align yourself with wherever you're getting a source of light from with like a mirror. So you're kind of trying to use light to unlock stuff.
Is that kind of like sweet. Hellblade?
No.
Like, you have to position yourself just fucking right to get the puzzle.
Kinda. So in one aspect, and some of it is like Tears of the Kingdom shrines where you have to use the beam light thing. Kind of like that, but not as janky. It's a lot more smooth. The combination of Limbo and Inside, awesome from start to finish. They're both very different, but they're both very similar, if that makes sense. 4-6 hours a piece. Neon White.
It goes on sale a lot, so y'all put them on your wish list.
Generally, the 2-pack is on sale for sub 12. I mean, it's usually $7.99, maybe $9.99. It's not that bad at all. You've played this one. I haven't, but I do want to. It's in my list. Is Neon White. It looks so good, and I've watched gameplay from it, and it looks people just blasting through these runs. It looks like so much fun. I just, for whatever reason, haven't bought it yet, but I'm going too soon. And then this game called Gris. It is you're watching a story pretty much. The gameplay is literally movement of a central character, but I did go back and play through it after wondering for so long why it was as popular as it was, because I bought it for $1.99 like 4 years ago, and now it's like $25. And top 5 best art style I've ever seen in a game, and it's like 3 hours long. Top 5.
So is there any combat whatsoever?
Mm-mm. It's
interesting.
Borderline evasion, I guess. Once or twice where like running sequences, but no fighting. Huh. It's a cinematic. I mean, you're playing a cinematic, but it's a autonomously badass cinematic.
A lot. Hey, huge cult following for that game, though.
Huge. Yeah, that's when I was scrolling through the store, a few months ago. I saw it and it said purchase because I already had it, but I clicked on it because it had a lot of good reviews. So, and then I saw the actual price listed. It was like $24.99, and I was like, "What the fuck? How?" Because again, I got it for $1.99 a long time ago, and they're making a sequel. So,
did I know this?
That's all I got.
Okay. Well, guys, hopefully we have given you enough games to fucking check out that are not the AAA games out there. When I originally thought about this, we talk about the big games enough. Like, let's talk about the smaller games, the indies, a lot more. And typically, the indies tend to be better, in my opinion, because they just put more time and effort into it, and they're not like if you think about it, the AAA games are rushing to beat deadlines, whereas these indies are like, it comes out when it comes out, and they end up being all the better for it. So I love playing indies. Absolutely fucking love it. And then the Nintendo Switch is probably the best place to play indies, I think, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I think it is the best platform for indies. personally speaking. But yeah, hopefully we gave y'all enough to kind of chew on. Go check out all the games that we mentioned, and let us know in the comment section below if any of these games are amazing, or hey, maybe you shouldn't check this one out, or hey, out of all those games, you need to check this one out first. Let us know in the comment section. Like, subscribe to the YouTube, the whole fucking 9 yards. Patreon.com/2game. That is where you can go and support us if you want. And then I'll also have a link below for our merch website. You can go there, pick up some t-shirts or hoodies, getting ready for winter. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say. Shout out to everybody that has been catching up with us, watching us along the way, supporting us, the whole 9 yards. Sir, I appreciate the time.
Absolutely, man. Thanks again.
No problem. All right, guys. We will catch y'all next week on another episode. Laters.
Later, guys.